Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Can you share to us how did the COVID-19 pandemic affect the unemployment rate in Malaysia?
Sure, but first of all, I'm going to explain on Malaysian background. Malaysia is a Southeast Asia country with a diverse population that increased from 32.4 million in 2020 to 34.2 million in 2025. Its economy is mainly driven by manufacturing, services, agriculture and natural resources such as oil and gas. Malaysia is also actively involved in international trade, exporting products like electrical and electronic goods, palm oil and petroleum. In terms of employment, Malaysian labour force consists of local workers, self-employed individuals and foreign workers. Also, the country GDP recovered after the COVID-19 pandemic due to government incentive and strong domestic demand. Unemployment remains a major economic issue. Unemployment occurs when individuals are willing and able to work but cannot find jobs. Okay, for the question, during the COVID-19 pandemic, Malaysian unemployment rate peaked at 5.3% in May 2020 due to the Movement Control Order (MCO), which caused businesses closure and job losses. Also, the rate declined to around 3% by 2024 and 2025. Groups such as fresh graduate and low-skilled workers remain vulnerable.
The main types of unemployed in Malaysia include cyclical fractional and structural unemployment. Cyclical unemployment occurs during the economic recession. Fractional unemployment affects fresh graduates seeking jobs, while structural unemployment results from automation and skill mismatch in industry. Unemployment negatively impacts the economy by reducing household income, increasing poverty, and lowering consumer spending and government tax revenue. If left unresolved, it may slow economic growth and affect living standards. Therefore, the objective of this study are to analyze government policies addressing unemployment and to recommend ways to reduce unemployment in order to strengthen Malaysia's economy.
During COVID-19, how can the government revive the economy and reduce unemployment at the same time? So, today, I will talk about how fiscal policy can be used to reduce unemployment in Malaysia during a recession. Fiscal policy refers to government actions involving taxation and government spending. During a recession, the Malaysian government can use expansionary fiscal policy to stimulate the economy. Firstly, the government can reduce taxes such as sales tax and service tax. For example, when taxes are reduced, households have more disposable income. A family may use this extra income to spend more at supermarkets, restaurants, or shopping malls. As consumer spending increases, aggregate demand rises. When firms experience higher demand, they increase production. To do this, firms need more workers. For example, a retail company may hire additional staff to meet higher sales, which helps reduce cyclical unemployment. Secondly, the government can increase spending on public infrastructure projects such as roads, schools, and hospitals. For example, when the government builds new highways, construction companies hire more workers such as engineers, laborers, and suppliers. According to studies using a computable general equilibrium or CGE model, increased government spending in Malaysia has led to significant job creation, especially in the construction and services sectors during a recession. This increase in government spending directly increases aggregate demand and reduces unemployment. In conclusion, by reducing taxes and increasing government spending, the Malaysian government can boost aggregate demand, create jobs, and help the economy recover from a recession. Monetary policy refers to actions taken by Bank Negara Malaysia (BNM) to control interest rates and credit in order to influence the economy. When unemployment increases due to weak economic conditions, BNM uses an expansionary monetary policy. One main tool is lowering the overnight policy rate (OPR). When the OPR is reduced, banks can borrow money at a lower cost. This allows banks to offer loans with a lower interest rate to businesses and individuals. Lower interest rates encourage more borrowing and spending. Businesses invest more and increase production, while households spend more. As a result, companies hire more workers, which helps reduce unemployment. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, BNM lowered the OPR to support the economy. Easier access to loans help businesses, especially small and medium-sized enterprises, to continue operating and keep their workers, supporting Malaysia's economic recovery. I will explain how expansionary fiscal policy can help solve this issue. Unemployment has been a serious economic problem in Malaysia for many years. To overcome this issue, the government can implement expansionary fiscal policy, which involves increasing government spending or reducing taxes to boost economic activity. This policy is usually used when unemployment rates are high. Firstly, the government can increase spending on development and infrastructure projects such as roads, highways, railways, and public transport systems. These projects help create more job opportunities and increase aggregate demand. Moreover, higher spending on education allows the government to hire more teachers and improve school facilities, while increased healthcare spending creates jobs for doctors, nurses through the construction of hospitals and clinics. As a result, expansionary fiscal policy can stimulate economic growth, create more jobs, and reduce unemployment in Malaysia. Secondly, when the Malaysian government reduces tax such as income tax, sales tax and service tax, households will have more disposable income because they pay less tax. With more disposable income, consumers can spend more on goods and services. This increases consumption and raises aggregate demand in the economy. When aggregate demand increases, firms will increase their production to meet higher demand. To produce more, firms need more workers. This creates more job opportunity and help reduce unemployment. However, expansionary fiscal policy can also cause inflation because prices may rise when aggregate demand increases too much. Therefore, the government can also encourage people to start small business or become self-employed. This creates sustainable jobs, reduce unemployment, and help control inflation. Overall, these strategies support economic diversification and long-term economic growth in Malaysia.
In conclusion, unemployment can be reduced through effective government policies. Expansionary fiscal and monetary policies play an important role in stimulating economic growth and improving the standard of living in Malaysia.